In January of each year, we as Australians have an important decision to make. Is it the day to celebrate or venerate First Nations voices? The 26th of January has long been a date of contention, generating heated debate, fueling racism, ignorance, and confusion. Chances are, through mainstream media, you've already heard the worn-out arguments in opposition to changing the date. The suggestions that we can't change history, or that tradition is important. And yes, both of those things are true. We cannot change history, but we can choose to tell the truth of our history. And the 26th of January is an opportunity to do just that. Contrary to popular understanding, the 26th of January does not mark the first English vessel to arrive on this land. The 1788 arrival of the First Fleet to Botany Bay, land of the Dharawal Nation, did not occur on the 26th, but rather the 18th of January. What we celebrate on the 26th of January, therefore, is not the First Fleet arrival, but the spark of colonial superiority and contamination which would spread across this sovereign land, infecting its languages, people, cultures, and ecosystems. It is this truth that our nation was built to forget. The unspoken history of dismantling communities, imprisoning people on their own lands, and demeaning their humanity. Undeniably, tradition is an important tool to maintain communities. However, we must be critical of which history is privileged in this narrative, what traditions are valued and celebrated. If we continue down this path of January 26th as a celebration, then we do so glorifying that we as Australians have no true interest in listening to First Nations people, no interest in empowering their communities or including them as equal citizens on their own land. Indeed, while we continue to celebrate the destruction of Aboriginal languages, communities, and cultures, our political agenda continues to widen the gaps rather than close them. For this reason, the 26th of January is a day of mourning, an acknowledgement of the thousands and thousands of lives lost to the legal fiction of terra nullius. More than a time for argument, this date should be regarded as a unique opportunity to open community dialogue and together reimagine another date or day that fosters greater inclusion. In 2022, celebrating a day that marks deep mourning for First Nations communities is seldom a way to foster this unity. As young non-Indigenous Australians, we play a critical role in moving this conversation from demeaning yearly debates into tangible action and change. We have an obligation to stand in allyship with First Nations communities beyond the 26th of January, following their leadership and deep knowledge in how to reconcile, how to heal, and how to decolonize. More than standing in solidarity on the social media front lines, the time is now ripe for us to use our ears, our voices, our bodies, our buying power, and our political vote to determine the truth of what it means to be an Australian.